why diplomats are no longer needed in the modern age. Diplomacy is still needed, but the act of having a diplomat is quite no longer needed. Because the advent of technology, as the opposing team has stated, have advanced, that means the act of having a diplomat is no longer needed. Because of the advent of technology, world leaders no longer need representatives for them to talk to one each other. The UN Congress consists of world leaders talking to each other, not diplomats talking to each other, where they talk about world problems and where there is no sense of misinterpretation. The most problematic part of a diplomat, due to the difficulty of today's world, is misinterpretation. Because of how hard it is to get into and fix the world problems, having a diplomat who are incompetent, like all humans are, makes it very easy for them to missay one word and actually have nuclear warfare. To eliminate all of this, diplomats should essentially be non-existent. World leaders should meet each other instead because of how easy it is to actually do it now. No longer will we need carriages filled with warriors to carry the king to a certain area for them to say about not having war. But instead, we can now have them do FaceTime to talking to each other. They can talk in a virtual room, discussing and conversing with one another, making it easier for them to express what they want and what the nations they want. A diplomat is only a representation. Having the world leaders actually speak to another, that's a better chance. Because no longer do we need to represent, and no longer do the representation misinterpret, it becomes easier. The opposition states about nuclear warfare a lot. And yes, nuclear warfare is a scary thing. But here's the thing. The problem because of nuclear warfare is because Russia, like for example, like Russia and America, Russia is suspicious of America, and America is suspicious of Russia. That's also because of the diplomats. The diplomats say certain things they can misinterpret in a way that makes them even more suspicious. Especially of the fact that diplomats are considered as spies in some areas. And because of that, suspicions arose tension, and tensions, nuclear warfare. The lack of representation, once again, has become obsolete and becomes a problematic system. Because with the rise of suspicion, it makes it a little bit harder to actually converse with the people. And actually having the world leaders talk to one another, that proves trust. That proves that like for example, Kim Jong-un, trust America that he will uphold my things, and Donald Trump, for how stupid I am, truthfully, still follows Kim Jong-un because I trust him. Same goes with him and Vladimir Putin. If the world leaders are trustworthy to one another, that makes it easier for them to actually speak with one another instead of causing controversy, suspicion with having an actual diplomat. Because diplomats can misinterpret. They can spark long discussions. They can even actually do bad things. Because you know diplomacy. And I would like to end on the point that diplomats are now obsolete. Just go do it yourself, world leaders.
Thank you.